Go whenever you're ready.
Tonight I will dine on turtle soup. Blah. Oh, hello there. Didn't see you. Welcome. Oh God, did that?
Yeah,
did my? Oh, I'll do that thing
where
I'll surprise him with an intro. Okay.
I want to make sure you.
Right.
I'm not trying to pick up too much shadow behind.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. Now, yeah, that should work. All right.
Hello there, didn't see you. Before we get on with another rip-roaring edition of the Jimquisition, I do just want to talk about ads. As of several weeks ago, we turned monetization off the entire channel. However, because YouTube is YouTube, you will have seen more ads lately on a couple of our videos. That is because I did the stupid thing and used royalty-free music. So yeah, that got claimed. Even though, you know, it's on a site that we access, you know, we pay to use because they got a really good sort of stock stuff, and sorry, the ads aren't ours, we're not putting them on. And the mid-roll ads are what I'm particularly furious about. I heard there was like quite a few of them in our last video, a video we were really pleased with because we worked super hard on it and did some like fun things with it, and it got vandalized as far as I'm concerned. Vandalized. So I'm sorry about it. It's not our fault. I'm disputing them. So I'm sorry. But let's move forward and talk about next generation consoles. I guess I've not played them. Like many people, I've been wondering exactly why in the fuck the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 are even advertised on television when they don't have any for fucking sale, the complete fucking fucks. Also, like many people, I am completely not bitter about my inability to acquire either of these next-gen systems. Totally not at all. I bear no ill will towards Sony, Microsoft, or the retailers that have continually made attempting to purchase an electronic toy one of the outright stupidest things in the history of the video game industry. I mean that too, as I was sat there refreshing a Walmart page fruitlessly while automated bots bought up all the consoles to resell for eBayers at an offensive markup later, as I recruited a squad of allies to refresh along with me, as I sat through excruciatingly broken websites putting a PS5 into my shopping cart only to have it snatched out every time I was about to pay for the fucker, as I watched as Walmart kept telling people to come back and try their luck in a fixed gamble every 3 goddamn hours. I thought to myself, wow, this is actually the stupidest fucking thing I've ever done. And I once pushed a landlord's car while I had the flu. A landlord. I once walked into a metal beam on a climbing frame that was at eye height. I once wore a real pumpkin on my head for Halloween, which collapsed on my head during the course of the night while I was so desperately dehydrated and far from home. I used the interior of the sunken pumpkin for blessed fluids. I once made a joke about Perfect Dark Zero directly to a rare director's face in a pub, and he looked at me like I was the biggest piece of shit in the world. I lived in Mississippi for 12 fucking years. I thought I ordered 5 bananas this week, and I ordered 5 bunches. Whoa. It's too many bananas! And none of that comes close to me shopping for a PlayStation 5. Indeed, perhaps the biggest story to come out of these console launches is how nobody could buy a console at launch. I mean, don't get me wrong, people have managed to get lucky and get their hands on some, but it seems that for everybody who did, there are 10 consoles on eBay selling at a downright venomously hiked price of roughly $1,500. I mean, just look at this arsehole. What an absolute fucking... The final nail came on the one instance I thought I'd be able to grab a boxed PS5 out in the wild. I wake up Friday morning and I get a message from the author, streamer, podcaster and friend of the show, Laura Kate Dale, who told me she got a tip that a handful of systems were available in store at the local Target. Fuck it, I thought, let's give it a whirl. She was absolutely right. And let me tell you, I'm done. I withdraw from the hunt, my friends. Good luck anybody else still trying to get one, because I'm done. Standing in line in the rain at a Target for a chance to get a ticket that lets you into the store for a chance at maybe grabbing a PS5? That, my friends, is too much capitalism for me, thanks. All full up now. No more capitalism for me, mum. I don't even have room for the libertarian crumple you made for pudding. But seriously, that was the deal. You turn up early enough to get a ticket, you're let in. No ticket, no PS5 will be available for you. Do you remember who didn't get PS5s? I forgot. I know Game Grumps didn't. I was going to do an insert where I talk about, you know, the other people that didn't get one. Was it Bloomberg or Forbes, or there was some... Anyway, the point is it's not just me that can't get one, folks. So you can all take solace in that. It's debatable whether or not a console is worth the several $100 they cost, especially at launch. What is no longer debatable for me is the amount of dignity a console should cost. The answer is a little bit. Not none entirely, because everything we buy in this economic system costs something more inherent than cash, be it ethics, satisfaction, or a sense of self-worth. None of us are so dignified that we can buy anything from Walmart and hold our heads up high. But if you're spending more than an hour of your life attempting to buy a video game machine, you're officially paying a cost that can't be recouped. And the worst part of me saying that is knowing I'm not any the better for it. I'm certainly not better than you. I wasted my week on these fucking hunks of plastic and wire and failed. So what do I do? That's the question I ask myself as I, a video game critic, find myself unable to play the most crucial games of the moment. What do I, as someone literally paid to talk about the game industry, do when they can't access a microsecond of the entire next generation of consoles? And don't think my job means I get any perks. I mean, what, you think companies have consoles for me to use professionally? Oh, hell no. They did everything they could to avoid sending me stuff when I worked for actual press outlets. They sure as shit don't talk to me now I don't have an editor-in-chief to liaise for me. Game publishing corporations used to like me until I started criticising their practices more. I get bad mouth behind closed doors and nobody officially wants to work with me, which, given my attitude toward the AAA game industry and how I cover its nastiness and the way I say AAA, it's an unavoidable consequence. A consequence, quite frankly, that I've been proud of, right up until I sat there refreshing a page on Walmart. I don't even like Walmart. I find it huge and frightening. Like Nigel Farage's mouth. What do I do? Again, that question. Having felt the once every 5 years repercussion of my career trajectory, what does anyone do if their job is to talk about games and they can't talk about games? Well, if you're anything like me, you'd start bidding for boglins in a pitiful attempt to feel like you still have some control over your world. There are maybe 10, probably fewer, proper hardcore boglin collectors in the world. It's just not a popular thing. There are benefits to this, such as nobody quite knowing the worth of anything, so you can get all sorts of rare shit at all sorts of prices. There are downsides too, such as every boglin collector in the world knowing it when something genuinely desirable goes up for sale. The result is an utterly tiny but intriguingly turbulent little market, and lately I've been crushing it. Unable to acquire a PS5 and feeling both professionally and sexually inadequate, I've been taking out my frustrations on the 8 or 9 people who also really wanted those samurai mini boglins, which they didn't get, because now they're mine. Well, they had to be shipped to a friend in Britain first, but soon they'll be mine, and I'll sit them in front of my TV, hold a controller, and make Demon Souls noises with my fucking mouth. Having outspent and outshopped my competition in the low-stakes world of Boggling Collection, I felt a little bit better about myself. There's nothing like swinging your big boggling around to make a point and feel erotically potent once again. I do have to say, however, that I'm shocked at which console's omission has been so glaring to me. For all the hoops I've buttered up and squeezed through in a failed attempt to acquire a PS5, I've not expended even a sliver of a fraction of that effort on an Xbox Series X. In fact, if I wasn't planning on having one specifically for work, I don't think I'd have bothered. And that's not me knocking the Xbox brand, it's genuinely curious to me. Before launch, the Series X interested me far more than the PS5, but now both systems are out, it's the one I didn't care much about that is the one I now want. Seems to be the way all over the place too. The Series X has already become an afterthought in most media I've seen, as the PS5 launch seemed to steal its entire thunder. Maybe it's because, despite both launch lineups being relatively shit, the PS5 does have a better one. Maybe Microsoft, which looks set to have a pretty strong long-term game plan, is planning to make up the race later on. Or maybe Demon's Souls really does just have that much hype behind it. I know that's the one game I give a shit about, who knows. What I do know is that I have Xbox Series X coverage actually sorted out on this channel, thank you very much. So I do know what to do there. Hey dickheads, it's Jim Sterling here with another one of my unboxings. Today we're unboxing the Queen Hive play set. Alright, we take the base out, it's black and green, so it's basically like an Xbox. So we're doing alright on this channel, and the rest of it. Dish goes in there. This goes, oh, wait till you see this, you'll fucking love it. Aliens Ooze Play Gel. This is factory sealed, not been opened in almost 30 years. We're gonna see if that works. The Queen one from the Aliens, with head movie bit action a bit. Okay, we gotta take the Queen's butt pipe and shove it into this sack, like that. Okay, we're opening up the Alien Zoo's play gel now. Okay, let's see what it's like in there. Fucking gloves. Oh, it's not rock hard. Oh, a bit fell. I don't think it's fit for purpose though. Never mind. These nerds shall suffice. Piss off. I'll put these back in the box after I want them for my tea. And then the slime comes down on the stupid Marine. And if you think that's cool, you ain't seen the Pierce to fucking Resistance yet. Chest burster. That come out of egg. So this is basically a
and I could ask how I came up short. The minute I spoke,
Welcome to IGN. I'm Max Schofield, and I'm going to interview wrestlers.
what it was, what it is, and how we
Attempting to get either console has been, for months, a fucking joke. When Sony first announced pre-orders, it was talking complete bollocks, as the pre-orders went live before the promised time and got immediately snapped up by anyone who was actually awake. Microsoft said they wouldn't fuck up their pre-orders, and immediately fucked up their pre-orders. Since then, they've been sold out everywhere. Any new shipment is distributed in the most arbitrary and inconvenient of ways, and automated bots are claiming the lion's share of the merchandise. And not only do the companies selling this shit don't care, they actively enjoy it. I mean, does it make a difference to Walmart whether a human or a bot buys all their stock? No! Money is money, and anyone who didn't get one will be back with cap in hand later. They'll be back, or they'll pay $1,500, and let's face it, only a minority have that much money and that little sense. At least I hope. No matter how many PS5s are bought in stores or sold on eBay, Sony made its money off the lot of them and will continue to do so. In essence, there is no downside to making these systems easier for legit customers to get, and no incentive to make pre-orders run any smoother. Sony could explicitly say that it thinks anyone who buys a PS5 is a dickhead and it would still sell out, because we, the customers, are the dickheads, the ones that have to please them. The sellers. We're the ones who have to jump through hoops. We're the ones who need to apply to Sony for a pre-order opportunity based on what good Sony loyalists we are. We're the ones who are expected to line up, refresh, get up at the crack of dawn, ask Target for entry tickets, all for the privilege of spending our money. There's no fixing that, by the way. There's no changing that. People want, people buy, people really want. People spend more than their money. They spend their time, their energy, their very dignity for the amusement and profit of companies, and they will keep doing it. And I will keep doing it, because the balance of power is severely and dangerously weighted against actual human beings. And this video totally isn't another one where I apply a video game problem to the wider problem of inequality and capitalism in general. But let's face it, that's what we do.
As we conclude this video, I may have acquired a PlayStation 5 with thanks to the lads at New Edge Gamers. They had a spare, and by the time the video's up, I may very well have it. So, I no longer need to associate with you because I'm not one of you. Thank Christ. And thank God for me. Ugh. I was kidding. Thanks for your support.
Cause I could write a million words, and I could scream how much